F-bombs are armed and will be dropped. You never fucking hear about Mexican violence until it affects white people. Alright? In the last 5 years, there have been 3 stories that actually made the news, and all of them made the print media. None of them made television or radio. These 3 stories made print media, and that's it. Right? There was the wedding massacre, which only really made print media because the guns involved were tied to Fast and Furious. There was the family that was hung from the overpass, only because it's that level of shocking. They hung the kids as well. Okay, that's pretty despicable. That didn't make television. That made print media, but not television or radio. And then there's the avocado war, where one village literally armed themselves and said, fuck you, get out of our town or we'll kill you all. And all you hear about that is these, there is no word that means redneck for Hispanics or Mexicans, but basically that's what they say, these armed rednecks. But then, like, halfway down the story, one little blurb that talks about how they were being harassed by the cartels over avocados. And then that's it. I think it was a full paragraph. Inside of something like 20 paragraphs. That's all you heard. Alright. Yesterday, a white family. Let's just go there. It was a white family. It was almost all killed. I think about half of them. And none of the survivors are adults. Were massacred. And now you hear about it all day long on all of the networks. All of them. Because white people died this time. That's the entire problem with the left. They don't actually give a shit when blacks and Hispanics and Asians die unless they can make money off of it. And there's a lot of money out there. If you know how to tap into it, there's billions of dollars out there. Alright? If you can't tap into that money, they don't give a shit about it. When white people die, they give just enough of shit about it to be able to manipulate it the best they can. And then they don't terribly care too much beyond that. This story about the family that was massacred last night, they care about that because there were kids involved and they were going to a wedding, and this is the perfect victims, didn't do anything wrong. And oh yeah, by the way, now all of a sudden the story has become fundamentalists, religious fundamentalists. These weren't fundamentalists. These are, some Mormons would actually call these people, what is it? Fake Mormon, basically. They weren't really Mormons. They were dealing with other kinds of people and other kinds of situations that a good Mormon wouldn't do. Well, you know what? Okay, fine, whatever. I don't care. I'm not a Mormon. Doesn't affect me one way or the other. All right, that's a Mormon fight. Let them have that. These were far from fundamentalists. But that's the story. And all of a sudden, by the way, that has become the story. This isn't narco-terrorism. This was fundamentalists. Because that taps into that huge billions of dollars. If you can go after the woke points. Oh my God, I finally said woke for real. If you can go for the woke points, like these fundamentalists going into Mexico and trying to get these people to convert to the evil Mormons. Oh, by God, that's a lot of money out there for that, isn't it? Here's the reality. The cartels are legitimately and honestly evil people. They've been getting away with it for decades because the Mexican government is a failing state. And that's the reality. If I were living in Mexico right now, you know what? I would join a cartel. It's the only way to really survive down there. That's the truth. Joining the cartel is becoming a government agent. Soldier, police officer, whatever. That is the government down there right now. The federales, yeah, I mean, they're an institution, but that's about it. They have no teeth. They have no real, honest ability to enforce the law. So, this is a call for several things at once. One, either annex Mexico or get Mexican government to totally revolutionize their system. That's not even a word, but one or the other. Annex or revolution in the way the government's run so that the government has some actual teeth. And I'm talking 155 millimeters worth of teeth. A couple 155 millimeters worth of teeth at the same time. I don't actually care if a cartel member's entire family dies, because you know what? He would have killed somebody else's entire family. They've done it before. Doesn't bother me. Or annex Mexico, and we can do that for you. And inside of 6 months, a year, the cartels will all be dead. That's it. They won't exist anymore because most of their bodies will probably be buried alive in their different tunnel systems. And we've gotten a little bit better about tunnel fighting since Vietnam. If they do manage to figure out a way to tunnel their way out, yeah, they'll just run into a company of U.S. Army infantry and they'll all be dead before they finish digging out the hole. That's not a problem. Doesn't bother me at all. 2, arm the Mexican people and allow them to carry their arms around. Hey, you know, this, what's that word up there? Excuse me, that word up there? Is that not mandatory carry? Yeah. That's the way it is, and you know what? That's the way it needs to start being. For the rest of you, keep calm, mandatory carry on, and don't give a fuck. You don't need to. It's not something you need to give. You need to hold on to those for a while.